Timer? Are we live? Anybody got us? You got us pulled up on YouTube?
So good.
Let me pull it up.
Let me clear my throat.
Yep, I'm
Great
here.
reference.
I know.
I'm just going to have this microphone in front of my face.
We are live.
I'm looking through this.
Oh, we're live.
Oh, we're live. There it is. There's my. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Bobby Cool, Daddy Slick Breeze here. We are set for. Oh, how are we going to do the split screen? You're just going to have to switch back and forth.
Like Brady Bunch style?
Yeah, I can't because it only has 3 panes. They don't have 4 panes.
Yeah, I'll look up at Bobby when I answer
There
questions.
you go, yeah. So we're going to try something new for the YouTubers that are watching. Anthony is on the 1s and 2s. Anthony is on the console. He's going to be switching the video, and then he's going to be doing the audio. So if we have any audio issues, Anthony can take care of it, and I don't have to anymore. So I think that's great. So as you can see, if you want to show them, Eric Oakley is in the studio with us. Wonderful. I'm not going to ask any questions quite yet, Eric, because I want to save it for the show, if that's all right.
Sounds good.
I was wanting to ask some questions now, though.
Yes.
Why are you the way that you are?
Because
I hate
like that
so
sometimes.
much the things you choose to be.
So
like that sometimes.
Eric Oakley is here visiting for the week and recreating some amazing content. And he is giving stuff away on his Instagram, so make sure you follow him at the Eric Oakley on Instagram. He's been going live yesterday and today giving away discs. So make sure you are plugged into his Instagram so you can win some stuff. Check out. And then be a part of his journey because 2020 is going to be off the hook. Can I say it like that?
Is that what the kids say these days?
Off the hook. What if Noemi's watching at the store because we were talking, we were picking out some shirts for him to wear, and I was saying it was a blue DD polo, and I said, "Here's some DD bleh."
Dede blah.
DD bleh.
I thought you might like this
Bleh. And so she didn't know what it was. Then I picked up a gray one. I said, "Hey, Noemi, this is DD gray." DD gray.
Hey,
Dede gray.
Anthony. So hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Would you mind turning up our headphones just a little bit?
He cannot. They're all the way up.
This is all the way up
I
on
know.
headphones?
I don't know what's going on, but this is all the way up.
It's
It
kind
is
of
to me.
pointless to even wear them at this point. I feel like I
Kinda.
could hear you guys better without them.
Well, we
up
got to
the
hear the speak
jam.
I don't
pipe.
need to hear questions.
You know?
I'll read the subtitles.
The answer is EMAC Truth. So
Yeah,
that's as high as it
yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Dang.
So this is
Just
a new
little,
audio
it's just a
setup.
little quiet in my ears. Is it a little
It's
quiet?
it's definitely
It's
quiet in
definitely
my
quiet.
ears. Yeah, for sure, quieter than normal.
I feel good.
Oh,
No, you're good.
do we have a new
if it's,
viewer?
Hey, if
That's
it's working now, I say
Yeah,
just
don't
work
touch
now.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
let's
just
keep
deal.
it. So Sam wants to know what's up with these mustaches. I'm so glad you asked.
What
Sam.
mustaches?
Well, Sam, we decided we would make some bad fashion decisions.
made
All
some
together,
Speak for yourself.
Bad life choices.
2 out of the 3 of us would make a bad fashion decision, and one of us would look like Officer McCabe.
That's right.
So-
We'll let you decide who that is.
We
the
are
enforcer.
Those are sick enforcers. Okay, go ahead.
we are taking part of Movember for the month of November. So we are growing a Mo for a Bro. Of course, Movember is taking an organization that takes on prostate cancer, testicular cancer, men's health, and suicide prevention. So they try to raise money to help all those causes out, and we decided to form a team. You can go join our team at https://hyperscore. No. Anyway, it's moteam.co, not moteam.com, moteam.co/DJM, and you can send us some funds for that. But yes, we are sporting our Mo's for our bros because we want to show our support for that particular
That's right.
cause.
And if you are listening to this live, I guess we're not recording right now. You can put !Movember into the chat, and
yes.
Nightbot will take you to the link that you need.
Does it?
Absolutely.
Where does the term mo come from?
Mustache.
Okay,
Mustache.
think about this for a
Mustache.
second.
You
All
spell
right.
it Moustache.
It's just an M.
Eric, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but
And look,
Oh, our lips
the
are
month
like
during which we do Movember is actually just November. So you just change out the one letter for mustache.
I always wondered why they didn't do it in the summertime.
You're welcome.
Met Timber.
Moon.
Mulai.
Mulai.
Mulai is my favorite.
Mulai.
August.
August isn't bad.
My birthday's in January.
September.
All right, so yeah, you can find out more information. So yes, that is the story behind the mustache.
Wait for it, Manuary. Why isn't it Manuary?
It would be great with my birthday.
January is really good.
Manuary.
I mean, we could roll it all the way through.
That's.
I know you guys are scared.
We're not.
Manuary.
Look,
you are a wary.
No, it's because we're not recording yet.
I know. Oh, what does that mean?
Just hear me out.
Here we go.
It could be Manuary, and then you just don't shave at all.
Anything?
Anything.
And you could literally say, "Man, you hairy."
Man, you hairy.
You should
Yeah,
join
you're
my
right.
cause.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, have you heard about suicide prevention?
Yeah. Have you heard about prostate cancer?
Prostate cancer.
Wow. How's your prostate?
Never mind. I'm done. Cease and
We need to-
desist. Robert.
I know. We're not
Cease
recording,
and
but this is
desist.
still being immortalized. Immortalized? Yes, thank you. So
I feel like
moving
the
on.
game, like the actual podcast, is missing out on this gem of
I know.
this conversation.
The DeGam fam should have been listening to the live portion.
We got a $2
Manuary.
super chat
That's
from
just
Wes.
incentive to come.
You mow
live.
your face, guys. Come on.
Oh, ouch.
I'm
That's
not sure
why
that's
Mo.
exactly
yeah, but
how
on the
that
website
works
it says
there,
MO
Wes.
bro. Mo for your bro is MO for your BRO. Bro.
Yeah. And I doubt they were saying grow a Maurice for your bro. So,
All right.
speculation.
All right, we got to get going. We got
At least once during
Hey.
the show, you have to put on the Keep It Real glasses.
Oh,
by the way, thanks for the super chat, Wes.
Warm pancakes. I got you, bro. We will sign it.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Yes.
What did he say?
It's he won my giveaway earlier. So,
Oh, nice.
He wants me to sign the disc, and he wants Eric to sign it too because he got an EMAC treat. Because
Eric
it's
squared.
Mid-range Tuesday.
Hey,
Let's do it.
hey, warm pancakes. Bad news. I actually won that giveaway.
He's lying.
So I will have them sign the discs, and maybe they'll send it to you. We'll see.
All right, so we're going to start the show so that we can get recording and get going. We've got questions. We've got Speak Pipe, and we've got Google Form questions as well. So super excited to get that going. Again, we're going to try something a little bit different. Anthony is going to be running the show as far as the audio as well for the Speak Pipe, so we're going to see how this works out. But first, let's go ahead and, Anthony, if you want to hit record. Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool. Daddy Slick Breeze.
Question mark?
Breezy?
Is that a question?
It could be. We have on the far end there Eric,
What's up?
the cop McCabe.
Oh, officer.
Officer
Please,
McCabe.
cop is very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yes. Eric, the other Eric, Oakley,
Love it.
Get got.
That's good.
and Robert. Hey, McCall.
Hey.
Hey. All right, so we're
That
all
was
here.
fun. Let's go do it to somebody else.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so we have a special guest on this episode. We have Eric Oakley, all the way from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing, Eric?
I'm great. Now I didn't love the whole weather change whenever I
Why?
showed up because it dropped like 20 degrees. But being here is always fun. So I'm happy to be here, chilling with you guys.
Awesome. Well, we love having you here. Of course, we're working on some media work.
Media guys, media team
We're
stuff.
trying to get
It's
some-
so sick.
We're trying to get some media stuff done. We got some funny commercials. We got some other things we're working on with Eric. So make sure you are tuned in everywhere we are on the social medias so that you can follow along and see what we work on. But he's also here to help us answer some disc golf questions, which I think is awesome. But before we get to that, we're going to catch up with us. Eric,
What's up?
what you been up to?
Nothing.
All right, moving on to Eric Oak. No.
I've been doing a lot, actually. Bobby and I just actually got back from Winfield, Kansas from my fourth trip down there. Your second?
Second. Yep.
Second trip down there. A little preview video that we've been putting together. It's kind of like a series about course design. And I'm really excited how the first video came out, and I can't wait to watch the second one. I know we still got some more recording to do on some things, but a lot of course design stuff. And this time of year, obviously, a lot of management type stuff.
Yep.
So
We've talked a
As
lot.
he manages Oakley real quick.
yes, that's right. Speak.
Hello.
Okay, perfect.
So to catch everybody up, just in case they haven't been listening to the other episodes, tell us what is going on in Winfield. I mean, putting out an 18-hole course. And
Yep, 18-hole course. We've got we're gonna eventually have 2 tees on every hole, 2 basket placements on every hole. The video that we're putting out is kind of a process of from start to finish of how I design a course, like how I design the course, the installment of the equipment, And there's not a lot of that out there. I know we had tried to do a little bit at one point, and that course is still waiting to get in the ground. So
we're still working on it.
We're still working on it. So technically, we didn't fail on
right.
putting that video out. But I think this is going to be a fantastic series. This won't be where we end this. You know, we'll continue. I think on at least trips that Bobby's able to travel to, and I'm very excited.
All right, so obviously Eric Oakley is calling Robert during the show, as he often does. So, when we went to the trip, the one thing that I was impressed with, not that I didn't expect them not to do this, but I noticed they had done a lot of work since our first trip, like mowing a lot of the grass, a lot of the things you told them they need to get done, and they are super excited about the course, and I know I'm super excited to see the final product. If you guys haven't watched that video, go back and look on our YouTube channel. I believe Winfield, Kansas is in the title. I can't remember exactly. I think it just says Eric McCabe. Disc golf course design, Winfield, Kansas. So look for that and watch that. A lot of good feedback on that. People are enjoying that video, so we're excited to put out the second part of that. So good stuff there. Any other future course design stuff coming up you can talk about?
Yeah, there's a handful. There's one down in Florida. That's about all I'm going to say about that one. And then
can we just go there for like 6 months and document the whole thing? Okay.
Well, 3 months.
3
winter.
months. Oh, okay.
Ruidoso, New Mexico just opened. Officially open. There's still some work to be done. A few trees that still need to be trimmed and all that, but baskets are in the ground, tee pads are in the ground, and the feedback from that course has been phenomenal.
Nice.
The one up in the mountains, they're having the big event will be in May, so it's going to be pretty exciting.
Very cool. Awesome. We just got a super chat in from Justin. Love the show.
That says Austin.
I need to put on my reading glasses. I love the show. I won MA2 at our Support the Troops tournament this past weekend, and my Warden and Felon were key to my victory.
All right.
Hashtag be dynamic. Hashtag Team Warden.
Dude, Team Warden. Thank you, Austin. I agree with you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Austin. We appreciate that, and good going out there. Good going. That's it. That's wonderful. All right, Eric Oakley or Robert or either one.
Okay.
We're the same.
You're the same. So
we usually look a lot more similar.
Yeah.
But
when you got here on Sunday, were you playing Jones Gold or just Jones?
We just walked out to Jones East.
Have you checked out Jones Gold yet?
I played it, I think last year when we were here.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
So
awesome.
Just in case you don't know, Jones Gold is going to be part of the Glassbone Open for some of the top divisions. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on Jones Gold being part of GBO?
I think it's a great counterpart to the country club. It offers a lot of really cool shots that you don't have at the country club, where the par fours are a little less menacing in some ways, and the par fives and stuff like that. But the course itself just is, being on that park and being at Jones, it really captures Emporia, in my opinion. So I think it's going to offer a lot of just the right variety of what we're looking for from. People are saying all we're doing is just ripping shots in the open air, where I feel like at least on Jones Gold there is some trees, a little bit more than Country Club.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really a great complement to the event.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Now, in case you weren't aware, Jones Gold is a combination of two very popular courses here, Jones West and Jones East. Some of the holes are the same as what you'd find on the courses, but some of them are a combination of the two. So we're super excited for the disc golf world to know what Jones Gold is and to watch the action out there. Robert McCall.
What's up?
What do you got going on besides growing that mustache?
Well, we've been playing some pickleball.
Okay.
Which has been really fun. Went to Wichita and played some this weekend, and that was super fun. And otherwise, just kind of hung out this weekend. Was going to go to Freedom Fest, but instead played pickleball. Sorry.
Yeah, I played Freedom Fest.
Yeah, you did.
Had a good time. It was a beautiful day. When I looked at my watch, it was 72 degrees.
Yes.
And I thought it felt good.
Yeah, and then Sunday afternoon, it got up to like 61,
Sunday
62.
was a nice day
that
as
was
well.
really nice. And then Monday, it didn't get above freezing, really.
Right. We almost were having, me and Eric were almost in a parade for Veterans Day.
Oh, mistake.
I was looking forward to the parade, not looking forward to the 30-degree weather, so thankfully.
That's what happened last year, too.
Did it get canceled last year?
No,
it was just cold, right?
Yeah, it was just like super cold.
Yeah, so anyway.
But other stuff going on for me is really just we've got a decent bit of product marketing that we're talking about now. And in preparation for 2020, we've got lots of things moving and shaking, so hard at work on that.
Excellent. All right, well, real quick, before we get to the questions, before we jump into that, if you are on YouTube and you have a question you want to ask for Eric Oakley, save it for the after show. That's, if you're just tuning in for the first time, that's when we actually get in and dive into the chats and get to those questions. So if you have one specific for Eric Oakley, we will get to those later, but we're going to go ahead and answer some of the ones from SpeakPipe and from our Google form. But I thought one more. Well, let's get to a few questions first, then we'll just kind of dive into. So let's see if we can figure this out. Anthony, tell me, who do we got up next for the SpeakPipe? It's going to be Jesse. Jesse. So this question is from Jesse. Where are you at, Jesse?
Hi, Disc Golf Answer Man. First time submitting a question. I'm new to your guys' show. I've been watching probably for the last month. And my question is, I currently throw mainly Innova and some Discraft, but I'm looking to see what you guys have that could replicate what a Star Eagle or a T-Bird or even a Rock 3, what discs in your lineup can replicate those flight paths. I think you guys do an amazing job growing the sport, and even though I like what I have currently, I want to purchase some products from you guys just because of that. So thanks for answering my question, and you guys have a great day.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thanks for trying out our stuff. So, gentlemen, what do
Probably
you got?
the EMAC Truth and the Fallon.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember what the discs were, but
all I can say is you need one.
You need one of each.
Discs.
Yeah.
But no, what were I remember T-Bird.
Rock 3, T-Bird, Star Eagle.
Okay.
So a normal Lucid Felon or a Fusion Felon actually kind of fills a similar role as the Star Eagle. Might be a little more stable, but as it beats up. But then you can also just jump to a getaway.
Yep.
In that regard, it's a little faster, kind of more like a Thunderbird. But I feel like Thunderbirds and Eagles, having watched other players throw them, they're very similar. The Explorer, easy T-Bird replacement, probably.
Explorer's
even
one
better.
of the more underrated discs, I'd say, from the three. I mean, it's very popular, obviously,
but yeah, I feel like a lot of people still aren't knowing it, like you're saying. And then the EMAC Truth fills the Rock 3 void, but it doesn't feel like it. So if you want something that's a little deeper, you have options like a Gatekeeper compass type of thing. And if
there's so many mids
that
you could really
if your
choose
Rock
from.
3 is overstable, then I could go down the line of a Bard or an Anchor.
Yeah,
but those
Anchor's going to be pretty overstable flight wise. Maybe even a Verdict.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly, if you're gonna go for it, try them all.
Every single disc.
Yes. Just come out and have a vacation in Emporia for about a month and try out each disc.
Yeah.
We should have a something on our website where you can purchase every one of our discs.
Just one button, one click.
I'll take the one of everything.
Think about it.
The one of all.
Yeah.
I mean, you just make the product, and it's like if somebody happens to buy it, that's pretty sick.
That's pretty sweet.
All right, let's move on to the next question. We'll go actually to Google Forms. This is a quick one from Skylar. Eric McCabe, how many courses have you designed or had a hand in designing? Have you ever counted that up?
Yes. Actually, Winfield was my 40th course.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. But I've got a few others since then that I've kind of been working on. So I'm right around 45, and I'm in 20 different states and one in Canada. So I think I was talking to somebody about this the other day. My goal is to have one in all 50 states.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple in Europe. I think that'd be pretty cool too.
That'd be pretty crazy.
It's going to be really difficult because, I mean, Hawaii is really going to be a tough one. So if there's any Hawaii listeners out there, I mean, hit me up.
What about other than Hawaii? Like, what's one that would be like, wow, I really designed a course there. Is there a particular country?
Alaska was one of them, and that's done.
Yeah,
I did that one in California were the two states that I thought, man, those are going to be really tough to get into, and I got into those like within the first couple years. So, but as far as like a European, a Sweden, I'd love to go design a course in Sweden. Cool. Yeah,
the landscape out there is
just gorgeous,
amazing.
Birch trees everywhere. I love it.
Let's go with SpeakPipe. Anthony, if you want to set me up with that.
This is going to be Jesse again.
Jesse's got another question.
Hi again, this is Jesse again. I'm the one that asked about the comparison to a Star Eagle. I had another question that I actually presented to Danny Disc during his live stream on Twitch. That is, I currently play Advanced, and I usually find myself on lead card or chase card. And what typically happens is during the second round, if I feel like first place is out of reach, whether I'm in second place down by 2 or 3 strokes with not enough holes or scoring opportunities in the upcoming holes, that I typically give up. I'll throw careless shots or extremely risky ones that shouldn't be thrown, and it ends up pushing me to a much lower placement than what I should have been, or if I would have just played, smart golf. And my question is, do you think it'd be smart to play open where, it's not necessarily bad to not get first place? Second, third, you fifth, whatever, you cash out and you actually get something, where playing advance, to me at least, the funny money that's offered isn't appealing enough. If you get second place, $80 of funny money is like 4 new discs. And to me, at least, it's not something that I find that appealing. I'm hoping that maybe if I went up to open, that I'd stay focused for longer and try to improve and, be happy with second or third. What are your opinions?
Jesse, it sounds like you subscribe to the Ricky Bobby school of thought. If you ain't first, you're last. And do you remember how that resolves in Talladega Nights?
He wins.
Well, that's true.
Actually, he's disqualified. He got disqualified.
But also what happens is, I want to say he's talking, it's his dad who says it, right?
Yes,
he's talking to his dad. He's like, I don't know what I was thinking when I said that. There's lots of things other than the first. There's second.
There's third.
Third.
Heck, there's even fourth.
There's even fourth. So I understand what you're saying, in that maybe the prize isn't as appealing to you. And yes, ultimately the prize of cash is, for most people, more appealing than the prize of discs or merchandise or whatever. But I don't think there's any shame in getting second or third in advanced if you're playing the best that you can. I certainly don't think it's worth just throwing away the tournament round, because maybe one of those 4 discs helps elevate your game some. Or let's just say on the practical side, maybe you take those 4 discs and sell them and get your entry fee back.
Well, I'd say it's also not just about the discs, the payout. It's about the experience of playing the event. I mean, if you just kind of give up, then you don't have that learning experience of contending to the end, if that makes sense.
I agree. And let's say you're back 2 or 3 strokes and you say there's not enough scoring opportunities. You're assuming that the person who's leading the tournament is just going to par out or get a birdie or 2. I have been a part of tournaments both on the winning and losing side where the person in second had no business winning that tournament, but the person in first just kind of folded. That happens. Like I've done that before. I was up 6 with 5 holes to go, and I lost the event
By 12. Can you believe that?
It was actually not by 12, just by the 1. But still, it hurt like it was 12 because
Might
I
as
just
well have been, right?
Yeah, I mean, because it wasn't that I lost focus. I started thinking too much. I started trying to force shots and
adding pressure.
Exactly.
Being that guy in second place.
Exactly.
Getting a couple birdies.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely puts pressure on the guy in first.
And the guy chasing me was Bradley Williams, so he basically birdied out. But still,
that's not surprising.
But there's no reason for, in my opinion, for you to ever give up on something like that. Play as hard as you can for the time that you do have a shot at first place. You know how to finish a tournament. I don't know. That's what I think.
Just there's no giving up in this sport, and if you're not winning, it's the perfect opportunity to learn for the next when you have the opportunity to win. When you know you have to execute certain shots, like keeping that focus is not just about you're thinking very much in the now when you can be thinking bigger picture. There are times when you should be focusing in on the now when you're in the lead and you're trying to hunt it down. If you feel like you're out of it, but that's when you start focusing on the future. How can this moment impact the next time you have the opportunity to be winning a tournament? How are you going to throw those shots? How are you going to be acting about those shots? And you're coming from a person who's never played advanced or any amateur division. So I am 100% on board for people moving up and playing it open. I think it's too good of an opportunity to learn from players. And honestly, you see the players around you not making mistakes.
Yeah.
They kill it. So you basically just start adapting these things by doing so and by playing that way, because the people around you aren't just making silly mistakes, and then you're not losing by 2. you're winning. So that's go to open, play well, and don't give up. Those are easy things to tell you.
What's the quote? Never, ever, 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 ever give
Try.
up.
Oh, sorry.
Or the other one I like is I never lose. I either win
Or I quit.
or I learn.
Oh.
You are not good for motivation. I will
it.
not have you in my motivational book, Eric.
My bad.
It's really nice that we finish each other's
Sandwiches.
sentences, guys.
Andy Bernard does not lose contests; he wins them, or he quits them because they are unfair.
All right. Some big news that we had just released yesterday for Westside Discs is the partnership with Nikko Locastro. And if this is news to you, then you are not plugged into us on social media. Please plug into us. But Nikko Locastro, we announced yesterday he is part of Team Westside Discs. And Nikko was out here, what day is it? Last week. And we did some media stuff and talk. I talked with Nikko. I got to tell you what, guys, he is hyped. He is pumped. He is so ready for 2020.
He's motivated.
He is
big
motivated big time. And yes, that gentleman is a very passionate person. Sometimes that passion maybe is directed in the wrong direction. But after talking to him for a while, and again, we were out doing video, and I've known Nikko. In fact, I was working on a video, and I was typing Nikko this, Nikko file, Nikko, and I thought, holy crap. I used to do this back in 2009 when we were just an apparel company, and I was doing in the bags for Nikko and other videos with Nikko, and I was like, man, I have known this man for 10 years. And so talking to him was really cool and seeing how he's grown, how he's matured, and I am super excited to see what he does out on the course with the best plastic out in the world. So I'm super excited about that. Eric, I know you've been talking to Nikko and getting things ready. What do you think? How do you feel his mindset is for next year?
Strong.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is honestly due to his performance at USDGC.
Yeah.
You know, being that close, it kind of lit a fire under him again, and it's been amazing working with him, honestly. I've known Nikko for, gosh, I don't even know how long, like many, many years, and I've competed against him for many, many years. He's always been passionate, and that's what people don't understand, I think. They just see him kind of get upset at himself, and they just kind of label him a hothead. You know, and there's a lot of passion coming out of that kid. Mm-hmm. And I honestly have seen a lot of maturity in the last 3-5 years from Nikko. And I'm excited to see what he can do with support from a manufacturer, you know, kind of a bigger manufacturer that can kind of help support him a little bit and share some of his thoughts, his vision to growing the sport and growing his brand, growing the Westside brand, and for that matter, the DD and Latitude brand as well.
Right. So, so we are super pumped for Nikko Locastro. So good stuff. Make sure you follow him on Facebook. Just look up his name, Nikko Locastro. He's got a Facebook athlete page, and on Instagram, at Nikko Locastro, just basically his name, all one word.
Yeah, we also did an on the call with Nikko while he was in town. We've got actually a lot of media stuff going on right now.
Media stuff.
Thank you, Eric. But as soon as that's edited and ready to go, if you just search Disc Golf Answer Man on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify is the other one I was thinking of. You can find on the call there. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to Nikko, and like I said, he talks so much about believing in yourself, and then as he was saying it, he's looking in my eyes like, I will do this. I can and I will succeed, and it's like I believe you. You know, he's excited. He's motivated.
Yeah. All right, so let's get back to the questions. One big question on Nikko is, will he have signature discs and stuff like that? Trust me, we have plans for all kinds of stuff for that. So just make sure you are tuned into Westside on social media, and we'll let you know. So let's see if we can try no speak pipe question, Anthony.
Okay, this one is from Ian.
Ian?
Side note,
Yes?
this is the 900th speak pipe.
Ooh.
This is the 900 speak. We need like balloons falling and confetti.
900th speak pipe.
Yeah.
What did I say?
9.
You said 900.
You did say that.
No.
That's fine.
Technically,
It is the 900.
900.
That is true too.
All right, let's see.
I shouldn't have argued. I'm sorry.
What is up, fam, from DGAM? The Breeze, The Call, and The Champ. This is a long time, first time. Ian from Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm calling regarding a few orders of business. First, to Eric, huge shout out, my man, for your creation of Heritage Disc Golf Park in Flower Mound, Texas. It is an amazingly technical course that you can both equally love and hate on the same day, depending on how your round is going.
So true.
Robert, as a fellow Texan, I am also a fan of Circle C and Roy G down in Austin, but I'm interested to know maybe what a few of your other favorite Texas courses may be. Lastly, both for Robert and Bobby, I've heard Robert speak multiple times about how he's a fan of the Mr. Orange from Torchy's Tacos. However, I'm curious to know if you two gentlemen were aware of the secret menu. If not, then let me introduce you to or recommend the Ace of Spades and the Matador. You will thank me later, gentlemen. As always, really keep it real as we out here. And bye.
Come on, man. Do you think... Whoa, sorry. He's not done. Did he do it until you ran out of record time?
Great respect on my behalf.
His next speak pipe is just
yeah. Have we heard of the...
First of all, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Hey.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
No, what is it? No,
Ian, I haven't heard of it. So.
You haven't
The
heard?
secret
Yeah,
menu?
there's a secret menu.
I'm not into Torchies like you guys. Like,
Oh, I'm in it.
It's okay.
I know you are.
I'm in it too much.
It's okay. So here's what I'm going to say about the secret menu. There are some great tacos on the secret menu, but a lot of times they're really just doing a lot of stuff, right? Like the Ace of Spades has pretty much all the ingredients on the menu in the one taco. And that's cool if that's what you're going for, but that's just not my favorite. So that's why I stick to the Mr. Orange. And I like the chicken fajita. Bobby really likes the Trailer Park Trashy.
And usually the taco of the month.
Yeah. The taco of the month usually mixes it up. But yes, we have heard of the secret menu. I'll still stick to the Mr. Orange. But if you haven't heard of the secret menu, you need to check it out. They do have some good
Not so
stuff.
secret
Absolutely.
anymore.
So back to his other part of the question.
Secret menu. I do not remember.
Your course is in Texas.
Oh, there you
I
go.
knew
Thank
that
you.
was
Thank
gonna
you.
happen.
Thank you. I got caught up in Torchies. I like those two in Austin. In the DFW area, I really like Turner Park. It's one of my favorite places to play.
You do need to go play Flower Mound.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to yet, and I've heard only good things about it. But I really like Turner. Lots of elevation. Not the most difficult course ever, but just ups and downs and a little bit of danger here and there. It's a really fun place to play. That's where we play triples every year, and so I've always really enjoyed playing there. I also liked Harry Myers before the redesign. I haven't played it since the redesign, but the one before, I was a big fan.
Don't.
Okay, that's fair.
I did not enjoy playing a disc golf tournament out there. It might be a
Yeah.
great casual course.
I can see that.
It always felt like the course before at Harry Myers felt like when you were on a hole, more often than not, you were on your own hole.
Yeah, sure.
And there was a couple holes where there was a kind of some intersection, but not really. But now there was a couple spots where you legitimately could throw a shot and land on somebody else's tee pad.
Sure.
And that
Really?
and
That's not great.
Yeah.
that's
not
just it. Just seems like
Who
They
did that redesign? Do you know?
John Hauk,
Oh,
Interesting.
which is
I
looking at
honestly
most of
did
his
not
other
know
stuff.
that. I'm
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
I'm not like
No,
throwing shade, but
no, it was a bummer
That's crazy to think.
because we all have played the old Harry Myers
Yeah,
and really
and it
enjoyed
was
it.
a Hout course as well. That's why I had asked who
Yeah.
redesigned it.
And it didn't feel like it needed a full redesign. It just needed some small tweaks. And I know I'm probably speaking for a lot of the East Side guys out there, and when we talk about this, but Harry Myers is a really good course that we don't get to play anymore.
Yep.
And now we have a new course that's not the best.
I watched some of the coverage from Nick Hyde Memorial a couple of years ago or last year or whenever it was, and yeah, it didn't. I mean, obviously it was a lot different. I just haven't played it out there. I really like the original course, and I think there's probably something with the redesign that was a little bit out of their hands, that they were forced to redesign in some ways. But that's neither here nor there. One of my favorite courses I've played in the area. And then I really love the Gold Course in Tyler at Dogwood. That's one of my favorite
That's the one
places
I was going to
play.
mention if you didn't.
Yeah, it's just technical, and honestly, you can shred if you just keep it in the middle.
You could shred if you just,
If you just play good.
if you play good. Yeah.
If you don't, if you get off the fairway just a little bit, you can take big numbers and it can ruin your round. So I've always loved the Gold Course. I'm very excited to see what an NT field can do out there next year in 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. I'd say those are kind of 3 of my favorites outside of the Austin area.
I agree with all 3 of those.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, let's go to Google Forms for the next one. This is from Andrew. Hey guys, loving the show so much that I'm going back and listening to all the old podcasts, and it's fated that I'm on episode 45 right now from 2014, listening about the launch of the Missilin.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy? And now
Hex.
it's being retired. Talk about timing. For my question, let's talk about timing as well.
Nice.
Yeah, he said sorry. Lame joke.
Segue.
Transition. No. I'm having a hard time using my hips to power my shot rather than it just being part of my rotation. What can I focus on to help make sure that my hips are leading the shot?
Shakira.
First things first, I'm going to tell you, you should be throwing the disc with your hand.
That's true.
Instead of your hips.
That's true.
Much more difficult to get the disc where you want to go.
Did anyone see the Dak Prescott hips
Yes.
thing? Okay.
Yes.
I needed to make sure that I wasn't the only one
Yes,
who
I
saw
saw
this. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, back to the hips.
But also, if you
Because they don't lie.
if you're listening now or you're listening back for your answer, Danny just messaged us. He answered this question on Instagram TV, so you can check it out there. He's got an in-depth response for you. So IGTV, check that out.
What's our perspective, though?
I think you got to focus less on your hips and more on incorporating your lower body. Getting the explosion off of your back foot, pushing into your throw, because the disc golf throw is just as much a pushing motion as it is a pulling motion. It's probably actually less a pulling motion as it is a pushing motion, and using your core to torque and push your body into where it needs to go, and then letting your arm kind of just sling out and go. There's not a whole lot of I'm pulling my arm as hard as I can. It's like I'm allowing my whole thing to work together. So if you get to where you use that back leg to help explode you into the throw, your hips will just come by it naturally. Mm-hmm. And Danny might disagree, but I hope he does agree.
Thumbs up from Danny. Yay!
Oh, yeah, dude, get it. Let's go.
Get it. All right, next question comes from Kahi Antitakonpau.
Are you sure it's not Kahi Leonard?
Are you sure it's not like Bill Johnson?
Bill Johnson, no. No, but he does mention, he says, hey, Bobby, I bet you $10 Robert had to clarify how to say my name. He did not have to clarify, but he guessed at what it may be.
He said Kawhi Leonard the other day. I said Kahi?
And Billy English.
Oh, yeah, for...
William Eyelash. Billy Eilish is who he was trying to say. Billy English.
He says, anyway, my question is, what is your opinion on selling your prize pack or prizes won from an amateur tournament? Is that frowned upon?
Do it.
I tried selling my prizes on a local disc golf Facebook group, and someone gave me flack about it. They said if I wanted cash, I should play pro. What say you? I say you tell that guy to go take a jump in the lake.
Sure.
Wow.
Go play on Highway 50.
Why got to be so dramatic, Bobby?
Why don't you go play in some traffic?
Why don't you go... Well, guys, tell him to kick rocks or something,
Dude,
okay?
this is bringing up some serious childhood memories.
No, seriously, though. I mean, don't listen to that one guy. Just
do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing.
What were you going to say, Eric?
Here's the thing. No matter what you do, if you're posting anything online, you're wrong.
In somebody's eyes.
In somebody's
Correct.
eyes.
So,
and even if you're not wrong in that person's eyes, they're still going to make you believe that you're wrong.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with you selling your amateur prize pack. And if it's what you got to do to make sure that you get your money back from traveling out there or whatnot.
Maybe it's something that you don't
for it.
like. If it's discs, you don't throw.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do with it? Like,
yeah, well, I mean,
All right,
I mean,
just bury
pros.
these.
I mean, we're talking about you should play pro if you want cash. There are pros that when they go play, sometimes if they get certain discs, they're not going to throw a disc from another manufacturer.
well,
They
look
turn
at
around
like
and
the
sell it.
USDGC too. That's one of the more popular events that people have their player pack up for sale before the end of the player meeting.
Yeah.
I got my players pack and walked out of the pro shop and made it 15 feet before I had sold it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that's probably somebody approaching you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what are you doing with that players pack? And I'm like, gonna sell it.
selling
They're
it
like,
to you.
will you sell it to me for cash? I was like, yes.
That's what I was going to do, but I was
Here
probably
you
going to have
go.
to ship it. This is way better.
I think
I am going to charge you for shipping. But
you need to just timestamp this and just post this on your Facebook and just tell them what we said, just because, and then also go tell them to play on the highway. All right. So let's go back to SpeakPipe.
Strong
Anthony, what
words.
do we got with SpeakPipe?
This is
From Zach.
I bet he's left-handed.
God.
Come on,
Is it
Zach.
mute on?
Hey guys, this is Zach in North Carolina. I have a question about building your bag. I carry a mixed bag, and I have a buddy that I play with who carries one brand of discs only. He makes a pretty good point in saying that having less discs to choose from makes it a little bit easier to be disciplined and practice with the molds that you know and carry, as opposed to, every time this other brand comes out with a new version of an overstable fairway, for instance, you have to run and try it. So, of course, it saves him a little bit of money, and he thinks it correlates to better performance on the course as well. I'm curious about you guys. I know you're in the business of selling discs, so that might make you a little bit biased, and that's
Maybe.
fine. But in your experience, either becoming sponsored or coming to work for Dynamic, did limiting your bag, do you feel that actually improves your play, or did maybe there's some shots that you might have lost or had to find a new way to throw a certain line? Anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Keep it real, and remember, Epstein didn't kill himself.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa. Yep. Why did you have to do that? That irks me. I'm sorry. That irks me to this whole political thing. Anyway, thank you, Skeezy McD. He said, I'm just tuning in now. Here's $10 for my tardiness.
Oh.
$10 Canadian.
Well, we'll take it.
We appreciate all forms of dollars.
Yes.
Come
Next
with poutine?
time, if you're late, it's 20.
Let's
I'm
go to
kidding.
Radius.
I'm interested.
Get some more poutine.
All right. So
It's pronounced breakfast fries. Thank you.
let's talk about the limiting your bag, limiting the molds in your bag. Good or bad?
I mean,
It's like preference, right?
Yeah.
It's just,
it's personal preference, I would say, at the end of the day.
What is your way of doing it?
I have 3 manufacturers in my bag.
Yeah.
Can you guess the 3?
That's what the pause was. I was like,
Emac
what is he talking
Truth.
about?
Yes,
It's
Emac
number one.
Truths.
Dynamic discs.
No,
Dynamic
but do you have
discs.
a lot of different molds,
hand
or you
ice
have not very many molds and just different wear?
Yeah, I definitely keep pretty limited as far as molds go. I don't like to keep it too crazy. For instance, when the Raider came out, I was putting a couple Raiders in my bag, and then I would step to a hole that was typically a Ballista Pro hole, and then I would have to think, which one of these 2 discs am I going to throw on this hole? Well, they're pretty much the same disc for me and my arm speed.
Yeah.
I can probably get a little bit more distance out of the Ballista Pro, but at the end of the day, why even have that thought in my head of having to make a decision? I want to be confident with my decision and not have to second guess my shot selection.
Yeah.
So I prefer to just keep it very simple. So I do only carry a handful of different molds, just a bunch of that same mold. But I don't know that was necessarily his question either.
Yeah, he's more asking
I thought he was more asking like
limiting your bag to one brand.
one manufacturer.
okay,
or something like
is,
that.
is
Good point.
what I took from it.
Yeah. So, man, it's really personal preference more than anything else. Like, there are people who can throw a mixed bag and excel in that. There are people who can throw just one brand and excel in that.
I mean, as long as everybody has an EMAC in their bag, you're going to be
that's
successful.
Correct. That's correct. I would say if you're only limiting yourself to one brand just because you want to be loyal to that brand, you do you. That's fine. Do your thing. But if other people don't want to do that, they can also do their thing. We just kind of want people to throw discs and be happy. And if you choose for some of those discs to be ours, we're pleased. We appreciate that. If you only have one of our discs, no problem. Thank you. We're excited that you're throwing that. But I don't think there's one way that's better than another to say, I want to stick to this one manufacturer because this is consistent plastic, or I want to stick to any manufacturer that I want to and do a mixed bag because I can have more variety. At the end of the day, most discs are kind of similar to one disc or another, and there are a lot, kind of like Eric said, that can cover whatever stability slot you have in your bag. It's just about choosing what you want to be consistent with, and then sticking with it. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. The way if you're trying to be loyal to a company, that's good for you. But as long as your money is still going into the sport of disc golf, a rising tide lifts all ships. So the more money that's going into, even if it is another company, is going to help benefit the sport of disc golf. So that when people talk about these things, of course, I want them to be throwing a lot of the same discs I'm throwing, and the DD plastic to Latitude and Westside, but if there's no harm in saying that money doesn't just go into the sport of disc golf. We all win at that point when everybody's succeeding. So,
unless you have a hole in your boat.
Yeah. That's a bad boat.
You're actually going to sink faster that way.
And that boat was going to sink no matter what we were going to do.
All right, let's see. So a couple things coming up, guys. Tonight at 6 p.m. Central begins the U.S. side of GBO registration.
Let's go.
I'm super excited that me and Doug and Eric Oakley are going to go live.
Yo.
So if you have any, if you have any glass blown open questions, if you have any glass blown open questions about playing there, about registration and stuff, Doug will answer that. Eric will be there to answer that, and I'll be there just to kind of stare into the camera. Nice. Tonight is
solid stuff, Bobby.
on the NT side. Registration opens for MPO registrants rated 1,000 and higher.
Ooh.
Sign up tonight.
And for the FPO, 900 and higher. Okay.
I wonder which one I should sign up for. I have to
and then
FPO
registration
or?
opens for MA3, which is recreational, MA40, MA50, MA60, and MA70, which are the advanced age protected divisions. That all starts tonight, 6 p.m. Central.
MP40 also open tonight?
No, MP40 opens on the 14th.
14th.
So the 13th, so yes, me and Doug will be live tonight, Wednesday night and Thursday night.
Gotcha.
So make sure you go to glassblowonopen.com, look under players, registration for the actual schedule. But tonight's going to be one of the bigger fields, especially the MA3 field. It's going to be a fairly big field. So if you're wanting to play rec, you'll definitely want to get in on that.
I got it. Oh, man. It's a tough decision.
Yeah.
Because
Did you played 40 last year?
I played 40 last year, and we are playing Jones Gold.
Yep, good.
But so is MP40.
Another thing that's going. Oh, we done.
What's the other course you guys are playing?
I believe it's Pan and Cottonwood Falls.
Cottonwood's a good course, man.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's two of the three that we played last year.
Yeah. So,
Johnny V said, "Can I register and then resell my spot for a large profit?"
I suppose you could try.
I mean, that's really kind of a cool concept.
Good idea, JBD.
Like,
let's talk offline.
Scalping tickets,
yes,
for tournaments.
I stood in line. Okay, come on.
Yes, but you have to pay me, Johnny.
The other thing we got going on is happening right now. Registration for the Winter Marksman League. That's where you can sign up to run a marksman putting league in your area, and we have different packages where you can get discs, where you can get baskets, you can get prizes and stuff like that. But it's a way for you to continue your disc golf practicing during the winter time. Ours starts. When did you told me the other day, Eric?
I think it's December 1st.
December 1st. Ours will start here in Emporia, and I'm ready to get some putting in that. With that, we have teamed up with UDisc, the UDisc app, so that you can watch your scores and the scores from all over the world. So super excited about that. The other thing is something new for this year, the Veterans for Vets. This is a way for you to run events and raise money for your local veterans organizations. This is our first year, so we're kind of doing, seeing how it plays out. But if you are a veteran, if you know a veteran, or you just want to do some stuff to benefit veterans, check it out at veteransforvets.com. All right, what we got next, Anthony, on the Speak Pipe?
We got Max.
Max, what do you got for us, Max?
Hello, everyone at the D-Game fam. Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, Bobby, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Robert, I can't think of a good name for you.
Nobody
besides
can.
calling you the Hair, and I feel like that's unoriginal, but keep rocking it. And Eric, if you're there and not off on some secret mission, building a course for the president,
I'm here.
Please know you cannot convince me to throw your EMAC, and I am sorry about that.
Go ahead and cut.
But I'm a firm believer in my West Side Pine, and I'm
completely different disc, bro. Completely different disc.
Mm-hmm.
A Pine and an EMAC, dude, you're just missing out.
not easily swayed. And of course, Danny and Anthony, the unsung heroes. Hello to you as well. So guys, my quick question is about fairway drivers. So I'm currently throwing a 169 gram Explorer, and I can throw that disc about 400 to 425
That's
on
got
a
to be
good
internet
rep.
distance.
And I'm currently looking at the control driver stage, just want to step up before we get to my distance driver. And I want to know what your thoughts were. I've heard you guys talk a lot about the Escape, and I'm also just want to compare other control drivers in that category, with that being the Escape, the Musket, the West Side Sampo, and the Lat 264 Saint. Just can't get your thoughts. I really love the turn fade of a 0-2. I kind of find that to be very consistent, so something of that caliber would be great. So I thank you guys for all you do and keep making the name of disc golf strong. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
0-2.
EMAC truth.
He likes the turn and fade of 0-2. What is your problem, man?
Have you heard of the disc?
Have you ever heard of this disc called the EMAC Truth?
I mean, 4 is 2 more than 2. So Felon for your other one.
That's twice as good.
Yes. So this control driver is Felon, obviously, is what you're looking for.
I'm gonna get tattooed on my knuckles 5502. Just so I can be like, we'll see.
They'd be like, "Wow, did you serve time?" No.
Nah, man.
Just flight numbers.
Just flight numbers.
I care deeply about them.
I honestly think to get real, the bio.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he's got to put the keep it real glasses on.
My other glasses.
Yeah, it usually works.
It's fine. That works. The Biofusion Getaway. I actually haven't thrown it myself, but I've watched Chris Clemens and Zach Melton, and they're both left-handed, so it's probably not the best
Disregard
basis
this, yeah.
but watching them throw it, I think it fills the void of the longer Explorer, and you get a longer life out of it. It's going to start out nice and stable, and then it's going to beat in and slowly become that disc that you're truly looking for. Where the other discs, I feel like you're going to have them and have to cycle them out quite often. And if you're really smashing an Explorer 400, 425, the Getaway is pretty much the perfect disc for that.
Yep.
I usually put the since we're talking internet distances, I usually put the Bio Getaway around 4, 5, 510, 515,
4, 510,
somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. If you throw the Explorer that far, that's really cool for you. I just can't do it, so I'm jealous.
That's far.
Yeah, I mean that's really far.
That's about where I'm putting them if I'm ripping
Mashing.
They're like full send type of thing, and realistically, I'd probably just bump up to an Enforcer or a Raider at that point. But
that's real far.
Or down to an EMAC Truth because it goes really far.
yeah, or an EMAC Truth because I know I can control it 400. So
See? Yeah.
dead straight, no fade. Let's go.
No fade. This
0-2.
next question is from Matthew Hoey. Have trouble reaching straight back. Instead, I reach around my body and have a bit of Annie on most releases. This has obviously thrown off all my lines. My stand still shots don't suffer from this breakdown in form, though. Please help. One more thing. I'm playing a few tournaments in the next few months. I still drive 325 regularly. Should I wait to tweak this till after the tournament or nah? Thanks. I love the show and love you. Bye.
It's pretty cold to be playing tournaments.
Well, he submitted this back in September.
I figured.
I
figured as much.
So
I
So
hope
you should
didn't
probably
work on it.
wait until you get this advice.
So what can we do for his reach back, though?
If you're letting everything go on an Anheuser,
If he's having an issue with rounding, which is causing him to pull on Anheuser, I would suggest take a brightly colored disc, put it at the back. If you're right-handed, put it at the back left corner of the T-pad. And when you're going through your run-up, reach back towards that. It's kind of like if go watch any old video of Nate Doss. He has this beautiful like arm out rounding, and it doesn't. He doesn't round. It's wide railing, and it doesn't ever cause him to come around towards his left shoulder to cause that rounding. And I think one thing to help with that is either try and mimic Nate Doss, and or put something visually on the ground that can help you see where you're reaching back to. And that might help fix it, because if you're seeing the issues and you can't consciously fix it because that muscle memory has been built up, then you have to put some visual cues that can help you remember to reach back, not around to your left shoulder, and keep it more in line with your right.
Excellent.
cool, man.
Thank you, Eric Oakley. Well said. I was going to say the same thing, but since you've already covered it,
yeah,
we'll move on to the next question.
Good insight, Bobby. Thanks for answering that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll move on to a question from Benji. Hey, CDSB, Robert, and EMAC. While walking up a slope to the green, I stepped on a stick. That stick rolled, and the action somehow resulted in tearing my calf muscle.
Wow.
Yeesh.
Bro.
I now have about 2 months of physical therapy until I can walk on my own again. So naturally, I'm out for the rest of the season.
I hope you kept that stick.
What is the most What is the worst injury you've sustained while playing, and what did you do or would recommend during your recovery time to feed the need to play? Right now, Disc Golf Valley is my only outlet.
I would definitely recommend not playing too soon and re-aggravating that injury. That's absolutely one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wonder which leg it is, which calf it is, because if it's your dominant calf, then that kind of sucks. But if it's not, you can absolutely go out and work on some putting.
Mm-hmm.
You just throw some putts. But man,
that sucks.
Injuries suck.
Yeah.
Especially ones like that where you're just walking down the middle of the fairway and suddenly a stick takes out your leg.
Ruins your day.
Yeah.
Oakley, didn't you have something with was it your hand that you had, or
my lower back?
That was AJ.
They're
AJ
really
was
similar.
AJ was the hand.
AJ's
that's
a
right.
wrist.
Yeah.
Then
wrist.
if my lower back thing was, I just got with Seth Muncie of Disc Golf Strong and did everything I could to rehab it.
Yeah.
Did everything, exercising, looked up videos, and just did all the proper avenues. But this is my job, so it's really important for me to get back and be healthy and do all the things that I'm supposed to. If this is more your hobby, then just take the time off, do some rehab, but don't rush back into it, because if you want to keep playing disc golf for the extended period of time, then give yourself the best opportunity to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I tore my meniscus playing disc golf in my right knee. My foot stuck in some mud and didn't rotate at all, and my body rotated around it and tore that. And then I had surgery on it to repair it, and it took me the first surgery I was supposed to be out for 6 months, and at the end of 6 months they were like, all right, go test it out. And it still just didn't feel right, but I said, okay, I'm going to go test it out. And it sucked, man. It was just like, it was still sore. I tried to turn on it a couple times. I don't think I re-injured it. It just felt terrible. So it didn't seem like the repair took, so I went back in for another surgery to have that meniscus cut out. And then they said the repair did take, but they just had a complication with one of the tools that they used in there.
They left it in there?
Yeah, little anchors that they used to stitch it. Not like the tool is a very small anchor. It's like the size of a pin head, like very, very small. They said that would eventually just scar over. And from the first time I had surgery to when I played disc golf, like where I could actually kind of compete again, was almost 2 years. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the biggest temptation for me was just to go back and start playing, even though it was sore. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Well, the worst that can happen is that I wouldn't be able to play for a much longer time.
Or
so,
ever.
Yeah. So really, for me, it was just about taking my time, making sure that I was even kind of comfortable playing again. And over time, I became more comfortable, but that was after hours and hours and several dollars in physical therapy. Yeah. I took my time on that and made sure that was good to go. So yeah, the big advice, don't go back too early. Mm-hmm. It's not worth not being able to play again or extending that time for another month or two to just go play around. You know?
It's not worth it. I remember about 2-3 years ago, I was getting ready to head out for a tournament, and I had noticed, I was grabbing my bag, and I had noticed that someone had moved the coffee table over, and I stubbed my toe. Could not play the tournament. It's out. Sorry.
Okay.
I too like making light of other people's injuries, Bobby. It's one of my favorite pastimes. When we get home, I'm moving every table in the house in the way of where you will stub your toe. And then you're gonna call into work and be like, guys, I can't come into work today. I stubbed my toe, and I'll be like, gotcha.
Times. I stubbed it 15
Get
times.
got, Bobby.
Sorry.
Ouch.
Also, stubbing your toe is not like tearing your meniscus, Bobby.
I wasn't really even comparing. You just happened to end your
I'm giving
story
you a
when
hard
I was
time.
doing
I'm
it.
giving you a hard time. But seriously, watch out for those tables.
How many speak pipes do we have left? One. Let's go with that last one, Anthony.
Don't
please.
stub your toe on the speak pipe.
Ow.
It's the same guy as Max.
Max.
Bobby, I am back. I know you technically can't tell, but I sent a question literally 20 seconds ago, and I thought of another I wanted to send. This one is more about the distance driver. So I'm currently throwing a non-Trilogy brand driver. Please don't judge me too much. I've been bouncing back and forth between the DD3 and the Destroyer, but I'm finding kind of some inconsistencies in the molds, with it being
Shocker.
more of a severe angle on the rim and some more inconsistent flights. And I've tried throwing your Fusion Raider, and I have it in a 169 gram, but I currently just can't really throw that disc at the moment. It's a little too much, and I'm throwing a trespass, and I'm kind of turning it over as well. Eric, if you're there, yes, I have a Lucid X EMAC trespass, and that disc is pretty good. The plastic's a little too stiff for my liking. I wonder if you guys had any ideas on something I could throw. I think my perfect disc would probably end up being a Biofusion Raider, which I know is sadly not in production yet. But until then, if you guys had any ideas, whether that be throwing the Raider on a little more Annie, or just committing to a full hyzer flip with the trespass, or something between, you guys can think of. As a kind of an idea, I can throw a disc about 450 to 475. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.
What do you think, Oakley?
If he's having issues with a 160 gram Fusion Raider, like that's, and it being too stable for him, that's, to me, that's a great Raider.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't thrown a 160 Fusion Raider that I couldn't easily get turning, and I throw 475 to maybe over 500, so he's throwing just as far as I am. But I think he could easily benefit if he's liking the Destroyer and the DD3. Eagle and I throw out of each other's bags a lot. Like, we just mess around when we're playing practice rounds and stuff like that. And
we're gonna want to talk about that after.
I've thrown some of his DD3s. He's thrown my Lucid Raiders, and those two discs are pretty identical in how they fly and what they do. Especially this current run of Lucid Raiders, they're unbelievably overstable, and I love that. But if, again, this is not exactly what you're looking for, so maybe a Biofusion, but honestly, keep working that Fusion one in. The Fusion plastic seasons in nicely, and will quickly become a bomber disc. I would 100% stick to the Fusion Raider, especially if you're having issues with it turning too much. But if you need something to beef up, then you go to the Lucid, but I don't think that's the issue.
And Biofusion is actually the
Do
way
we
to go.
have
I think
those
they
in
are.
stance?
They are on the website now.
Yeah,
it
we've
was
got
a
those.
USA and PC disc.
Aha! Then get those.
I think those are on the website now.
They are.
Yes. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Excellent. Just so you know, me and Derek Savory are going to be heading out to Randleman, North Carolina for the Campership Classic, or the Campership Victory Junction Classic.
I don't know either, Bobby.
He reached over and grabbed my hand. I didn't know what to do.
I was trying to figure out what's.
Don't worry.
Sorry.
about
I
it.
like how you just were like, the Campership Classic.
For our audio listeners.
Hey, continue your regular show. There's Eric's bothering me.
Okay, Eric is, So anyway,
Let's
I'm
call him
traveling out
Oakley,
to North
please.
Carolina. So if you are in the area, I'd love for you to come by and say hi, shake your hand, say hello, meet you, and get to know a little bit more about you. So we'll be there starting Friday through Monday to take part of that particular event. So ready to have fun out there. Also, before we end, because how long have we been going? We still got some time. I want to make sure you are plugged in and you are subscribed to our YouTube channel for two reasons. One, because we are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. We already gave away prizes for our 44,000 milestone. We're ready to give away some more for our 45,000 milestone. But we need your help. We need to just share this video, share other videos, tell people about the YouTube, the Dynamic Disc YouTube channel, so we can get to our goal of 50,000 subscribers. And number two, you want to be subscribed because this Thursday is our live shopping with Dynamic Discs Emporia.
Nice.
That is typically found on the Facebook page for Dynamic Discs Emporia. We're going to do a show out there. Jackie, Scarlett, Jake, which are the twins? Alan or Alex? Alex, who still works there. They do an amazing job every Thursday with the shopping live. But we're going to have our special guest, Eric Oakley, on there. Hey. So if you have a special request, like if you want him to sign a disc or something like that, make sure you order it during the live shopping. We'll go live at 4 p.m. Central on the Dynamic Discs Emporia page. Find that on Facebook. And then right after that, we're going to go live here on YouTube so you can tune in here. But tune in to both places because we want to have some fun with it. We're going to have fun with each show. We're going to have Eric Oakley out there mic'd up with 15 different cameras. No, we're not going to have 15. We're going to have a couple cameras out there and have a good time. So make sure you're tuned in for that. You know what I want
You're gonna be there, Robert.
You know what excites me?
I'll also be there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mostly kind
not-
of running around behind the scenes a little bit.
It's not.
Are you trying to make me feel bad?
You just left him out, man.
It's okay.
This man has a
used to
mustache.
I'm
right
used to
now.
it from
He's-
Bobby.
he's
He
been kicked
belittles
in
my
the ass.
injuries. He's gonna stub his toe. Okay. So- go ahead. Yeah. Go
Now I
ahead.
think I got to explain myself. Robert is always on, so that's why you're the special guest, Eric. You're the special guest.
Well,
But
I
it-
feel
but it should
special,
be-
but he looks like me, so he needs to feel
But it
special
should be
too.
noted that I will be more special than you on Thursday.
more
Oh, bring it on.
but what I'm most
I'm going to be Kirsten Dunst in this
Okay.
version,
Okay.
and we're going to win.
Okay. Just to be noted, I am Beyonce always.
Was she in that one?
No, but that's just The Office.
What I'm-
Continue, please. Sorry.
What I'm also most excited about, which I don't know why I just think it's cool, is the Pretty Finds with Scarlett.
Yes.
I want to know what Pretty finds, what Scarlett finds pretty. What am I saying for that particular
talking
episode?
She-
you know what that
she-
is,
she-
Eric?
No.
She handpicks cool discs that she sees throughout the week, just for the show, and then
That's
says
awesome.
like, "Hey, check this out. If you want this one, you can get it now."
Yeah, like ones that you may not see on the website because someone may buy it because they're showing it on the live shopping. So if you want to look for unique, special, pretty discs, make sure you tune into the live shopping with Didi Emporia.
We got a super chat to catch up on before we go. Ace Run Productions with the kind of standard at this point, $4.99 every week from Ace Run. Thanks so much, Ace Run. We appreciate that. He said, finally got to try Torchy's while in Austin, the Trailer Bark, Crossroads, and Mr. Orange. Of course, we have the queso too.
Of course.
And you did it, man.
I
Did you enjoy yourself, Ace Run? Was it good?
You talk
Let
about
us
the
know.
Mr. Orange though so much,
Yeah.
dude. Mr. Pink is
Mr. Pink is great.
a solid.
It's
at
great.
least on the same level.
It's not for me. It's not on the same level.
Ah, man,
the,
I just
salmon
I love
just
tuna,
it just
man.
takes it up there.
Yeah.
But I do
a
like
tuna guy.
Mr. Pink. I very much like Mr.
Big
Pink.
tuna.
Yeah. You will no longer be known as Big Tuna.
All right, next question comes from Kevin. He says or asks, I've been playing in a summer league, and when I started, my player rating was well within my division. But now that the updates have come out, which we will talk about on the after show, the most recent updates have come out, my player ratings puts me up a division and would disqualify me from playing in the current division I'm in.
Rip.
Do I have to move divisions mid-league, or am I still qualified as my player rating rating was when I started the league? How would that work in a tournament that somehow went from Monday through Wednesday and players' ratings came out on Tuesday?
You gotta quit.
That's it. Hang them up.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're done, dude.
Sell
That's
your
like
discs.
max level. The game's over, so you just might as well
I
take
break
it back
it?
and sell it to GameStop.
Yeah.
It's like getting 50,000 points.
So what would
That was it.
one do?
I don't know the rules as they pertain to leagues. I would assume that if you start a league in one division, you can play in that division as long as your rating dictates that you can. After you move up, I would assume it has to be like any other.
I'm assuming it's like tournaments, right?
Right. I think it has to be like anything else. If you registered ahead of time, you have to get special permission from the tournament director to stay in that division if your rating went up. But otherwise, you're supposed to just move up with your rating. If it was just a regular like
In the middle of a
1 day,
league.
2 day sanction event.
Oh, okay.
Like halfway through the round, rating update.
You'd have to switch
for,
division
for all
right there.
for all those rare Tuesday tournament rounds. But for leagues, I don't know. I haven't seen this happen very much. I would talk to your tournament director about it and just see what they think. You might also just contact the PDGA and see if they've run into this. I'm sure they have.
I'm sure.
But
I was thinking of poker night when we try to get our blinds in before the timer goes off.
No, it's on the table.
Mine's on the table.
That's on the table. Up, blinds are up.
Or when Bobby left early and he was the blind guy.
I can see.
You know what I mean.
He is not.
You were the timer.
He is not fit to drive.
He was the timer.
I was the
He
timer.
was running the
I
timer,
know.
and he texted us like an hour later. Oh, blinds are up.
No,
He was gone.
I texted you when the timer went off.
Doubt it.
I went home. All right, next one is from Danny. Hello from Sweden, long-time listener here. I just lost my really beat-up medium Mercy.
Dang it.
He's calling it Latitude's Warden.
That's close
That's
enough.
accurate. I'd call it.
Pretty good.
I need a putter who can fill up that hole in my bag. I have a retro Mercy that I'm just started using and loving as well. But that one needs more time before it flies like the old one. The old one made a nice long turnover and released on a slight hyzer with a little oomph. Oomph. Or was a flip-up monster with no fade when thrown without the oomph,
Since he's from
which is my replacement.
Europe, and I think we can lead him to the Keystone.
That's what I was going to say. Keystone or Deputy.
Mm-hmm.
Those two were my thoughts.
You've thrown the Keystone more than I have. I've just seen it
thrown, but I've putted.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And I dominated with that thing.
Don't bring it up.
Speaking of which,
get got.
We still need to get together on that.
Oh yeah. We do. Yeah. Our trilogy challenge.
Yeah.
Where
the winners
got to choose a Dymax disc.
What was the thing?
It was a Dymax disc of our choice.
Maybe I have to carry it during the 2020 year.
Your face with his hair and my beard.
First of all, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, let us know in the YouTube chats if you would buy that if we made that available.
Current facial hair though, Eric.
Oh,
just the stash.
No, current or no? You need the.
I had the big beard.
This is where it's at.
That was great, but we'll see.
All right, let's see.
No, the Keystone though is a great, fantastic straight to understable flying putter. The Deputy is very similar. I would say it just kind of depends on feel at the end of the day. And that's obviously until you break in another Mercy, because if you're in love with the Mercy and the way your old one flew, I would just continue beating one up to get to that level too.
This is the perfect opportunity for use of practice rounds. If you make sure you take not only your tournament bag to your practice rounds, bring your backups and throw those, especially when you're just messing around, get in extra shots in, because you're slowly beating those discs up. And now when you get them and they have to come into the bag, you at least understand how they're flying and how they might be similar in flight, but still different in their own way. So you just you have a better understanding rather than, well, I just lost that really, really good disc, and now you're just
That's
sitting.
why cycling is so important.
Yes.
Do you have any wardens? If you do, use one of those in its place, and then just replace all the rest of the putters with wardens as well. Thank you for sending in your question.
Next question.
But seriously, Keystone
comes from Heber.
That's probably right. We're also a little over an hour, just so you know.
Are we? Why my thing says 47 minutes.
It lied right to you.
It says live 47 minutes.
3:07.
We're at 105 for the recording.
I just want to let you know. I mean,
I'm
we're enjoying ourselves.
It's weird how it says YouTube.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
That's
but we're
because
just
it's 15 minutes behind.
We're just enjoying it. It won't matter.
Okay. All right. We'll wrap it up with our last question. Then this question is from Heber, and this is notice for you YouTubers out there on the chat. Put your questions in so we can get for Eric Oakley on the after show. We're going to talk about ratings as well. All right. Let's see. Heber says, "Hey guys, huge fan of the show. You guys, your guys' amazing integrity and quality of people has really made me fall in love with your brand.
No.
The Getaway has changed my fairway game. My question though is about the Gold Line Saint Pro. Why can't I find it anywhere in max weight? 175. Why?
Don't worry too much about weights. 173 isn't all the way down to 172 is not going to make the biggest difference. I struggle with this when I look for discs. I kind of lean on finding the heavier stuff, but I'm starting to be more okay with something in the 172 to 171 range the more I've thrown those discs. And I think that's a common misconception of you need to throw the heaviest stuff. If you
what
find
was
something
your
that's
what
close,
was your mindset that made you think you had to do that? Why?
It's the most consistent because it's the heaviest. So it's less affected by the wind, those types of things, but you're talking about a couple grams. And realistically, I think most of the people playing don't have the arm speed, even if they throw hard, for a 175 gram disc.
Gotcha.
So I think there's a lot that can be done with slightly lower weights. You're going to be surprised, and if it's the Saint Pro might not even be approved up to 175. It could be up to 174. Like the guard is only up to 174. I don't think that's the case here, but if you can't find it, don't shy away from something that's just a little bit under that. If you really want to be throwing the disc and you like the disc, a 173 is not going to be that far off from a 175.
Correct.
If not,
Yes,
it might
true.
be identical.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Excellent. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. We appreciate you sending in all the questions. The last thing I'd like to ask you a favor. If you are listening on the show and you're done listening to the show, make sure you go out to iTunes or Stitcher or even the Spotify does ratings.
5 stars.
I don't know. I think just iTunes.
Okay, just go out to iTunes and give us a rating. We love seeing all those ratings. In fact, if anybody wants to give final thoughts, let's go. I'll go find a couple of.
I'll grab
ratings.
you a couple of final thoughts here.
Yeah.
What is this, Jerry Springer?
We have two. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for asking. And yes, it is. We're about to find out if Eric is the father.
Oh, that's
Oakley.
That's Monty.
Oakley.
Monty.
That's different though. That's not Monty.
That's
Mon-
that's not
what's the
Jerry
guy?
Springer. Are you sure?
That is
No, who-
Jerry Springer is
Maury
more like,
Povich.
That's Maury Povich.
Maury Povich
Oh,
does
that's
the
right.
reveals.
Yeah,
Jerry
you're
Springer's like, hey, you're my mother, and I love you.
Wait,
that's
wait, what?
That's Jerry Springer.
Okay, fair. That's cool. I can dig it. So we have two of our kind of tournament in the boxes things going on right now. One of them is new. One of them has been happening quite a bit, but we mentioned them earlier. But if you haven't checked out Winter Marksman League, see if there's one in your area. You can go to dynamicdisc.com/WML. Check out what leagues are registered there. And if there's not one in your area, Winter Marksman Leagues are extremely easy to run, especially with the integration of UDisc. It keeps score for you. It keeps your week-to-week attendance. I mean, it's super, super streamlined and easy. So if you haven't done so already, go to dynamicdisc.com/WML. Check out if there's one in your area. If not, hit us up about running one. You can make that an easy thing, and it could benefit your disc golf community. We've also got Veterans for Vets going on, a tournament in a box that benefits veterans and veteran organizations in your area. You can go to veteransforvets.com to sign up for your event there. We have event registrations that are starting and that have started on November 1st. The earliest that events are supposed to happen is December 1st. So you've still got some time to register that. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us, or you can find information on both of those websites. But don't miss out on those. Great time to play some Christmas disc golf.
Absolutely. So yeah, we got a few ratings. Yeah, no, it says 413 ratings. Yeah,
5 stars
that have come in, and they've been 5 stars. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. Law Before Grace says everything you need to know about the disc golf scene. The hosts have such synergy, knowledge, and enthusiasm, and manage to communicate as though they're talking with friends instead of generic listeners.
Well, joke's on you. None of these people are my friends.
Right. Yeah.
That's not true.
Levi J. Finn says, love the show. Thanks for all you do. Fun to listen to and informative as well.
Thanks, Levi.
And yeah, so those are the most recent. My favorite one is still from Tom Bowes, and he says, these dudes dope.
These dudes dope.
These dudes dope.
These dudes dope. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for sending in those ratings. Of course, we love the 5 stars for
These
sure.
dudes 5 stars.
These dudes 5 stars. All right, so we're gonna end the regular show, and yeah, we'll see you on the after show.
Bye.
All right, so we'll take a quick little brain break. If you got to run to the little boys' room,
Okay.
we'll get some questions in for. Don't take too long. Don't go shopping for a
I'm
disc.
good.
Oh, you're good?
I'm good for now as well.
Huh?
I'm good for now.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
We'll need Anthony back in a second.
Apparently, Anthony needs to take a little break.
Anthony.
Question out on the YouTube chat. How did
Yeah.
you enjoy Anthony on the 1s and 2s?
Yeah. What do you
Did
think? Do you think
he
did a good
strike your
job?
fancy? Would you invite him to do your birthday party? DJing? Let us know. Hey, Tim Courts wants to know, on a scale of 10 to 10, how would you rate the felon?
It's a 10.
That's a 10. 10s across the board.
10s. And 9-5 from the Chinese judge.
Dang it. Rec Rob has a question for Mr. Felon. He says, how are you enjoying your new hometown?
It's actually pretty great.
Your new what?
We're
Hometown.
Oh, in Pensacola. Weather's amazing. Tina and I are just really, really amped to get settled into the house, and we should be like taking care of everything on the 26th of this month. But definitely, love the area. Ready to get out to like Blue Angel and Optimist and get some, practice stuff in. I think it's going to be great for my game. Yeah, looking forward to spending more time out there. I think Tyler Searle and I are going to get connected on some events, and we're going to make amazing things happen around in the surrounding areas, and hopefully we can make a decent impact on Pensacola. Maybe not as much this year because of the whole house thing, but once we're settled in, definitely 2021 off season and beyond.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, keep dropping those questions in the chat here. We are going to we're going to keep monitoring those and answer some of those as we get into the after show here.
What are the thoughts on the name change?
Yeah, we had
That was a really cool concept.
yeah,
and
we
I
had
wanna
somebody message us.
Oh wait, we're not recording it. Let's talk about when we're recording.
Okay, sure.
You ready for it? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same file or different file?
Different file.
Welcome.
What should we do? Something jazzy again? Something slow or?
You have only
You like the
struck
last
gold,
one?
in my opinion,
With the
on
slow
the
ones?
on the mix down so far.
Okay. We'll do another slow one. Now, you don't record this on... Yes, Ling. Are we good? Welcome to the after show.
We out here.
Ah, got him.
What?
He just said, I don't know how to do effects.
I do effects post-production.
He does post, but hold on a second.
Because Anthony was watching me going, what do I do? What do I
It's
do?
even better.
Just hold on a second. We out here. There you go.
right, there we
That's
go.
for your mix down.
All right, so we are on the after show
play you
where
some
we
of those.
talk about just about anything we want to.
Okay.
We get to chill a little bit. Of course, we are chilling with Eric Oakley.
Oh, we chilling.
We chilling. So thank you so much, Eric, for being on the show.
Thank you,
but
man.
we do have some questions in the YouTube chat. We are going to talk about ratings updates, and we're going to talk about The Mandalorian on Star Wars, Disney Plus. We'll talk about potential name changes. Is there a couple questions so we don't get too far behind on the YouTube chat?
Yeah, give me just a second. We got.
There was a lot. Actually, there's more back up there.
Yeah.
They were killing it.
Yeah. Eric, are you and Tina coming back down to the Texas AM Championships?
Most likely, if it fits to the schedule. And we love going there, hanging out with Steve-O is awesome. And Bradley and everybody.
Sweet. For Eric, what drew you to making the Felon your Tour Series disc, and what is the coldest weather you've played in?
Felons are awesome, and it was a disc that I was bagging many of, and it was kind of a no-brainer how much I was talking about it. Coldest weather I've played in would probably be in the 20s, maybe. I may be in the teens, but it was awful, and I suggest never doing that again.
It's like warm in comparison to what I've done.
We've played in single digits out here.
0.
Yep. If it's not windy,
It's not bad.
it's not as bad as you'd think. You're super bummed.
It's not good.
Yeah, you're not stoked, but it's acceptable.
I just feel like when you play, and we talk about extreme conditions in different ways. Like when it's beyond hot, it's just like this isn't really fun. When it's super cold, it's not fun. When it's super windy, it's not fun. Like there's just a level
So you
of
just don't have fun.
I literally never have fun.
I'm literally in a state of no
I
fun.
had 50% fun at the GBO because of the wind, and that was not anything that we could have done. It was just like, well, this is. I threw the disc and I have no idea where it's going, and what did I take on that hole? A really big number. Sick.
Nice. Caleb Corey says, I recently ordered a Lucid X Getaway. Could you guys please give me a comparison? Thanks, and I hope Eric Oakley kills it for 2020.
Thanks, Caleb. Lucid X Getaway is like a more stable getaway.
Nice. Good comparison. Tim says he needs a mic. I believe he's talking about Anthony. Do we need to put like a boom mic up over there for Anthony and Danny?
We're working on something, and that can be a segue into the other conversation. But we're working on changing things up a bit for the Disc Golf Answer Man moving forward in 2020. Right now, the big change is Anthony is going to get used to running the console. He's running the mixing board and the console, switching the cameras. And then eventually what we'd like to do is get some sort of setup so that if we need to get feedback or hear from Anthony or Danny, we'll put a mic over there so they can chime in as well.
Share some of their wisdom.
And
Just leave it at share some of their whiz.
Yeah, you know what that means.
Nope.
You know what we mean, that whiz. No, that's not it.
So we are also kind of branching out because we've done different things in the past, but I want to do them more often, like the walk and talk. We've got Robert that's on his fourth one released on the call. That's been released.
We have now, without Nico's released, we have released 5.
Oh, 5. Wow. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Right?
I thought it was less than
Clemens, Calvin,
that. AJ.
Dickerson. Maybe Nico's is the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have on the call where where Robert talks about.
We don't even look that much alike anymore.
You did it.
I didn't
You
wear my
did
glasses. I shaved my beard.
Oh, I wear contacts now.
but
I'm
to
so
be
cool.
fair,
I just do it for the media
Oh, I'm just
team.
a media guy now. I don't need to have the glasses because it's
to be
glares
fair,
and
the
stuff.
other guy that's on here is also named Eric, so that's why I mixed it up. Not because you guys.
Nah.
Anyway,
Nah.
so we have on
Why are
the
we
call,
moving this so much?
which is a
That one you have to be more straight
where
on.
Robert takes a deep dive into the mindset of players, and we want maybe we have some other ideas for shows as well. So anyway, but we want to we still want to have the disc golf answer man because we still want to answer your questions, but it may be less about questions and more about other things. But we're still gonna have questions because we love answering your questions.
Wiener dogs.
But we've been talking about kind of an overarching
Right.
like umbrella under which we hold all things
Correct.
DD media.
Right, so it's going to be like
Mid.
we can't call it the disc golf experience. I mean, I guess we could, but we have the disc golf experience that's our stadium stuff, and I don't know if that'll jive well with calling this a disc golf audio experience. I guess we could, but I don't know. We'll see. But someone had an idea for the after show.
I don't know if this
Or
was,
was it
just
for
for the
everything?
after show or if it was just for the hot take portion of it.
That could be.
I don't
maybe.
know.
I don't know.
I feel like the after show being called this. Well, I'll let you guys spoil it. Is perfect. It fits.
That's what I thought he said too.
It
Okay,
fits
I'm down.
perfectly
I'm
because
down.
it's like you
I'm
do the
about it.
first show, and then you have this other show just in case.
You looking it
Are
up?
we even recording this right now?
Yeah, this is being recorded. I can't remember the guy's name, but he sent the suggestion to it. Should we just say
It is the Brodicius.
Yeah, so he suggested that we call it the provisional,
Yeah,
and I thought that was kind of clever.
I agree.
So that might be the name for the after show or the other show that we do.
Yeah, let's just, you know what, for the time being, let's say, because we got after show on, we got songs made for the after show right now.
Someone said dynamic discussion. See, I don't know if that's almost too easy.
Yeah,
call
it's
it
low hanging
dynamic
fruit.
Dude, that is
discussions.
vanilla AF.
Okay, first of all, okay, we got the
We
young
just
viewers.
dropped our
listeners.
ratings.
Okay.
There went all our 5 stars.
4.5 stars.
So anyway, so that's something. So let's talk about ratings though.
Let's.
Eric, do we want to talk about yours?
I don't even know.
You don't even know. You haven't looked it up. Do
I
you want to
looked.
look up yours?
I'm assuming I stayed the same.
I looked. You went up.
Oh, 6.
1002.
That's what I've been. So you are wrong.
Oh, it just said +4. I didn't check the date. My bad.
Eric Oakley, what do you got? What do you got for us?
Apologies.
I went down 10-17. I hit 10-20 at one point this season. I'm looking to get back there. So next season, let's go. 2020, get in the 20s.
But how does that? I mean, I know it's obviously it's disappointing. It's not.
Yeah, I think there was just a couple rounds that after they became official changed drastically. Like the GBO's rounds of the in the wind.
And
when
why
they
does that
win it,
happen?
Because
These
of
ratings are stupid.
the really dumb. Like when we played in that crazy wind, it was 980. And now that they're on my rating, they're like 950 rated rounds. And I'm like, this
How are
is
those not dropping for you?
940 drops for me. 950. I don't know why. I think it was because I had a 940 and multiple 950s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is why I got turbo punished. And there was Delaware was a really rough tournament for me right after Worlds and everything. So I didn't even average above 1,000 that tournament. So that's the only tournament I didn't. So that sucked. That's blatantly putting it. So that was a bit of a bummer. But and I realistically, if USDGC were to actually count, we'd be in
Yeah,
good
you'd be
standing
up
because I generally play well there, but it doesn't count towards my rating. So that kind of hurts, is because one of the biggest tournaments with 4 major rounds, I don't even get ratings for, and I played well.
Inflation.
So. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gotcha. What about you, Robert McCall?
No change for me. 1005.
Anthony, me and Anthony have a little bet going to see who can reach their goal the quickest. Anthony has a goal of reaching 950. I have a goal of reaching 850. Anthony has an update. He jumped 10 points.
Dang.
No, I'm sorry.
12 points.
12 points to 922.
Dang.
Close.
Look at this climber.
So
You guys have like a couple weeks.
No.
And they're definitely not going to play any tournaments for the rest of the year.
So I as well jumped a few points. I am jumped 10 points. I am now rated 822.
Yes. So you guys are exactly the same distance from your goals.
Correct.
So right now you're tied.
We're tied.
You hate to see
So
that.
you're probably just going to be tied.
We need a tiebreaker stat.
We need an 18-hole playoff.
Thank you.
An 18-hole playoff.
Jones
Live
Gold.
How many
commentary.
New Year's Day.
handicap would I get? New Year's Day. What'd you say? New Year's Day.
I did. You would get 10 strokes.
10 strokes is perfectly fair.
Really?
Yes.
What course?
Jones Gold.
What did you give me a big fat zero?
I will 100% give you
Yeah,
strokes on Jones Gold.
I
Yeah,
think you could give a
exactly.
few more on Jones
He
Gold.
outthrows me by a mile.
Okay, then 18 strokes. A stroke a hole.
That might be a little heavy.
I'm just saying. Meet me in the middle then.
On Joel's Gold?
Jones Gold, 14 strokes. Make it happen.
How about you guys play head to head?
How about
but
we
Bobby
Indian wrestle?
plays the FPO layout. Anthony plays the MPO layout.
How many
Think about
holes
it.
are different?
About 9.
About 9 of them? Or shorter?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That's
We thought that was going to be enough of a difference last time.
We did.
And it
he-
twasn't.
Well, that was with us.
that was with a
Well,
trilogy
well,
challenge
right,
too.
but
that,
it was
like, discs
12
I'm-
plus
is
those
unfamiliar.
strokes.
But I own
Right?
them.
Same.
That was
You also have 80 points on.
That's true.
That's
So that basically eliminates the 9 strokes.
so.
okay.
All right, we're gonna have to discuss this a little more because I don't
Jones
want to
Gold,
make a
New Year's
rash
Day.
decision
Just
here.
saying. We're going
Yeah.
live.
Live Raz commentary from us.
Yes.
100%.
Would you like to come back?
Sign me up.
Yes.
New Year's in Emporia.
Wait,
let's
can we
go.
fly out to Florida?
Unless the disc goes in the basket, we're telling you it was a terrible shot. Just so you know.
Gosh, what are these guys even
Wow,
doing?
what a garbage shot just next to the basket.
It will be fun. Was he even trying to make
Just
it?
next to
Oh,
the basket.
gosh, you'd think if you're trying to win, you'd try and make it. Anyway.
Someone said, "What if Bobby plays from Anthony's drive?"
Throwing my tee shots backwards.
Okay, you
Anthony's
ready to play
playing
now?
his tee shots backwards. It's like ripped revenge.
Yes.
Game.
Anthony said he's going to throw his shots backwards if that's the case.
I like
That would work. That
Oh,
would
someone-
absolutely work.
Joe Padilla says taco eating contest.
No,
That's the tiebreaker. No, pass.
no, it's got to be a disc
Hard
golf
pass.
related.
Disc golf for sure.
We'll think about it. We'll think
While
about it.
eating tacos, I mean, I'm okay with that. But
All right, so yeah, I'm obviously excited about the positive number seeing there on my rating. So really cool stuff.
how many events
Yeah.
did you play this year?
I don't know.
1.
3, 2. I
I only played 4 this year.
Me too.
I
Actually, I think I only
played 4.
3, all of which were in Emporia.
Really? I only played 1 in Emporia, Monkey Island.
Bobby played more.
Yes,
tournaments
they were
this
all
year.
in
Remember
Emporia.
me forever for the first 6 holes of Monkey Island. Disregard
How
all
many
the rest
events
of
did
that.
you play, Anthony? He played 3. I played 4, and he played 3.
You guys got to play more tournaments.
All right, so let's. What other questions we got here?
Oh crap! I'm sorry. Let's see. Some people talking about
Questions.
ratings. Tim says, "Am I the only one without a rating?" Nope. We got Doc said he doesn't do ratings. TJ Seneca MD said he doesn't do ratings. Quentin Borengasa said he went up 7 points. Congratulations.
So they don't do ratings, or they're just not PDGA members? Because
They don't have an official one with the PDGA.
Or they just don't believe in ratings, which nobody should.
Yeah. So that's a perfect segue. Diggin DG says, Oakley, how important are ratings to you mentally?
They're not. Obviously, it can be a cool motivating factor to move up, but at the same time, I won a tournament as a 960 something rated player. I won an A tier as a 960 rated player, and I was definitely not the highest rated player in that event. So it really does not matter what your rating is, because it doesn't say I'm going to go play 1017 golf this weekend. Yeah, I could play 1050 golf that weekend. I could play 990 golf, but it doesn't necessarily say exactly what I'm going to do. So I don't think about it at all. I just look at it as a cool number that I can be like, oh, cool, I'm at that number now. Oh,
And they're
cool.
definitely-
Oh, I went down a little bit. That's fine. Now I'm just going to work harder.
right, I was gonna say that they've definitely become more and more inflated
Yeah.
as the years go. It's like when I was traveling a tour, and I get it, the level of play is elevated now, but there was like a handful of us that were 1030. That was it. Like that was like 1040 was like, oh my god, you're rated 1040. Now 1040 rounds probably dropped for Big Beth. Like It's not entirely true.
That's
But
kinda
you know what
crazy.
I'm saying.
But I did. He had one that was
It was over 1,000 that dropped.
over 1,000 that got dropped.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
silly.
Really dumb.
Jerome says, "I'm late, but we out here."
We are out here.
Thank you, Jerome.
Someone asked earlier up, you guys, no. Eric Oakley, I watched you warm up at the USDGC. You seem to be do more different stretches and moves than most other players. Can you comment on your warm up routine?
Disc golf strong.
Yes.
I've been doing his warm up kind of religiously at this point, and it's only made me feel when I step onto that first tee, I'm 100% ready because I've done the same routine, warming up and getting my blood flowing, getting my shoulders, my hips, every part of me loose and ready to go. So it's impressive, and I've only seen the benefit from it. Yeah, as far as other things that I do, I don't really do much else other than make sure I understand the timing of my backhands, timing of my forehands, and timing of putting. And if that's it, then that's great. But the stretching side of things is really where I feel like I'm getting the job done.
Before disc golf strong, did you do any stretching before?
Nope.
You didn't do any.
I just
so you went from
started
0 to.
I just was would move around a little bit, and then I would just
do some
throw
old soccer stuff.
Yeah, I would throw a putter shorter, and then throw another putter kind of short,
How
and then
long-
just build into it. Like really go from throw a 70-foot throw,
Yeah.
and then throw an 85-foot throw, and then just kind of work my body to moving
Right.
and doing it that way.
But now you're doing legitimate
Yeah,
moves.
and
How
it's
long
amazing.
is your warm up routine? Would you
It
say?
can take
4 hours.
if I do it right and I'm kind of going quick, you can do it in 5 minutes. But usually I take my time, and I encompasses anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
Any updates on GBO 2020? Tyrone, you can go to glassblownopen.com and check that out. We have registration for a lot of our divisions starting today. Go to glassblownopen.com. You can check out which divisions those are. Bobby, Doug, and Eric Oakley are going to be live during that time to take your questions. So you can find them here on the Dynamic Discs YouTube page. Spencer says, can we get a pickleball hot take segment?
Yeah.
We'll think about it.
I have one for Eric.
Nice.
Looks mostly for EMAC. Any advice on preventing course vandalism? Just had baskets stolen and another damaged. They bypassed locks and took concrete with it. My gosh. They really wanted those baskets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you can't really do much about that, can you?
There's nothing you can really do. One thing that you could do is set up trail cams. Hidden somewhere, obviously, that can at least possibly find out who's doing this. We just had not a lot, but we had a little bit of this happen here at the country club, actually. Somebody spray painted a basket and then spray painted something on a tree. I'll let your imagination dictate what that may be. But, yeah, somebody painted something on a tree.
Was it another tree?
I mean, they've probably been called trees before.
All right, let's moving on. Next question.
Missing Letters says, what is Oakley putting with now? Still the guard?
Right now, I'm actually exploring the Warden.
Oh,
again.
wait. What disc did you say?
The Warden.
Here
Hold on.
comes,
Can you
here
run
it
it back? What did you say
comes.
there?
The Warden.
So,
So- Guards aren't completely out of the equation. I'm just trying to kind of feel out. I looked at some stats, which is a great concept to kind of analyze some things that are happening in your game. I played really well at a lot of big events, and I was really poor putting in Circle 2. But I was incredibly good at finding Circle 2 in regulation. So if you put those two together, you're going to have a bad time. So I'm definitely kind of just feeling it out. The guards and wardens flight-wise are incredibly similar in my opinion. So it kind of comes down to feel, and maybe the different rim of the warden might actually cause me to maybe not have the putter slip out on some longer putts when I put more power on it, is what I've kind of gathered. But only time will tell, and I have a long off season to really dive in. But I'm grabbing some wardens while I'm here to put them through the test and see if they land on a good spot.
what did you say you were putting with again? Sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Warden.
Thank you.
Gordon.
All right. Blake says, Robert, thank you for my signed Team Warden. We out here disc. You're welcome, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, yes. I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. DJ Tiernan says, I have 3 courses within about a 10-minute drive from me, 2 9-holes and 1 18, all of which have water OBs, and I've lost a total of 5 discs so far. How do you get over the fear of not throwing it in the water?
Get over the fear of not throwing over the water? Honestly, just...
Throw it in the water.
Yeah, do it. And go in the water and get it. You'll be fine. I think there's... it's... If you're scared of throwing over the water, play it and lay up. Find if there's got to be a place for you to lay up. But if not, throw the shot. You've thrown the distance over the water. There's no fear in this game. If you're scared, you're gonna fall behind. And yeah, don't be scared and take a disc that you don't really care that much about and send it over there, because that's actually where I've found some of the best discs that have ended up in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Like where I'm like, I'm going to use this as my water
This is my
enforcer.
water disc.
And then I just smash on it all tournament. I'm like, well, this made the bag. So there's a lot of positives to giving it a shot.
Nice. Jerome has a good idea. He says get a golden retriever. That is a fantastic idea. If you can see the disc and it's just far enough where you can't or you don't want to get into the water, you can use that to dig it out pretty quickly. That works well. Mm-hmm. Chaser says, Eric, not saying this is an issue for you, but any good exercises for combating beer belly? My job's become more sedentary while my love for carbs remains strong.
Can't have one without the other.
Drink a lot of water. This is one thing that I've noticed whenever I've been my fittest is like I'm having to use the restroom a bunch, but it helps trim you out. It flushes out all the bad stuff. Drink lots of water. If you can, just portion control. If you want to have some carbs, just don't eat all of them. Just eat some of them. And that'll be your biggest thing. Trust me, I have an issue with just when I get food, I just love it so much and I just want to pound it back. But you have to just limit yourself, and that'll be your best chance to battle that beer belly.
Scott has a suggestion. He says whiskey. It's a good way to battle a beer belly. So, whatever. Diggin' DG says, is it weird to use a different mold putter inside and outside of the circle? I know that you've done that a little bit.
I have not.
Sorry. We were talking about that with Danny earlier today. He puts Warden inside, guard outside.
I have not. I am not opposed to that, but I actually just generally like the same putter for everything. And I don't see any benefit of switching between the two, because what do you do in the middle ground? Like there's got to be some distance where you feel like you maybe should throw like a warden, but maybe I'll use a guard or a deputy from this distance, and then you're going to find yourself, as Eric mentioned in the podcast earlier, is you're going to be picking between 2 discs when if I step up and I have just a warden in my hand, I'm going to throw this how I should on this longer putt, and I'm going to figure out how to make that work, and I'm not having to learn anything new or put anything different in my hand.
Yeah, like your choice is made for you.
Yes.
We have another one that says, how long did you take to work on your new form, and when did you feel comfortable with it this year, Eric?
I started working at the very end of last season. I knew it was an issue because I found myself doing some really unorthodox things that it felt like it was getting exaggerated. And maybe it was fatigue, maybe it was a lot of different things. But the biggest thing was I just kind of picked that arm up to kind of add to the consistency, and all it did was kept the disc in the power pocket longer and allowed for me to kind of explode a little bit more without having to divert energy to pulling the disc online. It was pretty much always online from the start of the throw, and it took a long time. I played a tournament, and I completely regret it. I played the Flyer Open. I don't regret it because of the tournament, how it was run. I regret it because of how I played. But I went out and played while I was in San Diego at the time, and I played like crap. But I was trying out my new form, and it just wasn't ready. But come time to the season, I put in a lot of throws in the field on different courses, because doing things in the field is super good, but then whenever you have to do that same form on a tee pad and you have to work your steps in, that became the next step of figuring out how to do things. So it was translating what I had worked on in the field to the course. And I honestly, if you go look, I felt like I was pretty good come November because I came out of the gates firing at Vegas, so it was super good.
Yeah. Courtney Weekly says, Eric, will you be out on the West Coast at all during the off season?
Courtney, I think I'm going to try and head out that way maybe towards February. Maybe. I would love to get out to the SoCal area and Central California area at some point to do some work with Seth Muncie of Disc Golf Strong and also catch up with AJ and just be out there. I think I'm really looking at the Wintertime Open as an option for me to play this year. I love John Tompkins and everything he's doing with Supreme Flight, and love to come see you guys and do some stuff down in San Diego. It's always been one of my favorite times of the year.
Sweet. Ace Run Productions comes in with a $9.99 super chat. Thanks so much, Ace Run. Again, we appreciate that. Says not so standard super chat. Thanks to Tina and Eric for donating whale sex for our tournament a few weeks back. Team DD is number one.
Thank you, man. Keep killing it.
Yeah, bro.
What plastic?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Aaron says, what plastic do you guys recommend for putters? I have used Classic Blend Judges before and want to know if there are any better options.
Classic is the best.
I like Classic personally. I know that Eric putts with Prime sometimes.
Mm-hmm, I do.
It's
most times.
Yeah, it's whatever feels comfortable in your hand. Eric McCabe likes that kind of a firm feel, but a little bit of give. Prime kind of fits in between Classic Hard and Classic Blend in that way.
It's a little grippier for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just personal preference, really. They all fly relatively close to the same.
Yeah, I like the Classic plastic as well, but for me, if I had to putt with Prime instead, I don't think it would be too big of a difference for me. Michael says, you coming to Virginia?
I'm not going to Zach's home state.
Yeah, come on, man.
Ouch!
Virginia, Tina and I really enjoy Richmond, Virginia, actually. Super cool spot. I forgot the name of the park that's
Richmond.
in Richmond Park? No, the main course in
Dang
Richmond,
it.
though. You probably played it.
I've flown into there like
It's dope.
a month ago.
It's a really, probably one of the best little par 3 courses.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know that, love Virginia, but not coming there until probably next fall.
Tompkins Chiropractic Center says, where do I find Robert's show talking about the mental side of the game? Tompkins, if you search on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you find your podcast, if you search Disc Golf Answer Man, we have regular Disc Golf Answer Man podcast episodes along with some other audio things that we release from time to time. That's where you can find On the Call. You'll have the show with Nikko there shortly.
Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Pendulum.
Yeah, my lower back's getting sore. No, sorry. So I'm like going back and forth. Anyway, I know. The best bet you guys can do to make sure you catch all that we put out, because I don't put everything on the website that we do. Some of the special stuff we do is to go out and subscribe. Click that subscribe button. That way you're always notified when we do stuff. Eric, how far in advance do you and Tina plan your fundraising events while on tour? I'd love to have.
Depends.
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. What? I'd love to have you at my home course or help set you up with a neighboring club if need be in 2020.
So depending on where, if you said if that's the same guy from Virginia, then we'll definitely be looking to that.
Yep.
It would probably be towards the tail end of the season.
It is not the same guy as Virginia.
Not the same guy. Cool. Never mind. But I actually start working now that the A-tier schedule is out and we understand really what the bulk of the tournament season is going to look like. I start looking between now and the end of January is whenever I really start planning these events and figuring out exactly where we're going to go, what we're going to do, and if it makes sense to run events leading up to tournaments, and if not, hopefully find weekends where we can run events in specific areas, because the bigger impact you have on those weekend events is just like running a tournament itself. If we can do that more, it's super successful and allows us to impact more people rather than doing something on a Tuesday night where not everybody can come out.
Mm-hmm. Is Dee planning to come out to the Toonie again? I know that there are talks of it. I don't know that anything's
same weekend as Beaver State fleeing this year, so I will not be returning. I'm super bummed. Scheduling
I didn't know that.
can suck it.
All right. So I don't know if anybody from DD will be out there, but we're talking about it, but we're not.
You're going to see some DD representation out there.
So just not 100% chance of who. Is DD going to be out at the Waco Open? Yes, we will. Some DD representation.
We will.
Out at there. Classic burst is fire. Grip feels so good. I finally got a guard. What is the most flippy, understable, beadless throwing putter that is made in a soft putter that you can bend like a taco?
We don't have a whole lot of super soft discs left. We discontinued that plastic a while back. But if you find a soft deputy, that's probably going to be your best bet.
Or keep your eye on the Dynamic Disc auction page.
Ooh.
There is something coming that's pretty understable, beadless, very floppy.
Dang.
Wow. Eric. Dang.
Missing Letter gives us a $5 super chat. Brian Park in Richmond is awesome. I talked with Eric about it at USDGC. Big shout out to Oakley and DD. Thanks for being awesome.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Missing Letter. We appreciate it, man.
Got time for a couple more questions. What was the tournament format what is the tournament format where you throw different shots on each hole?
That was the bag of tricks. What we started to realize with those types of events is they're awesome on paper, and in functionality, they don't always work on every single course. Like it's dependent on the course. If the course is pretty beginner friendly, it's the best format. If the course has any challenging factors to it, it becomes actually not as fun and enjoyable situation. So most of the events that we're going to be trying to do in the future are going to be more basic. They're going to be bring your own partner doubles, random doubles, or just singles type of thing, two-disc challenges, those types of things to keep the simplicity there for people to be able to show up, interact with us more, not have to ask questions that are relating to the format of the event. It's just we show up, we play, we hang out, we talk about disc golf, we teach disc golf, and things are a little bit more streamlined, and everybody's there to have a good time. We're going to do giveaways, those types of things, so to hype things up is always really good.
Excellent.
Cool.
One last question from Chaser. This will kind of segue into our wrap-up. He forgot to ask, what's the best way to reach Eric to propose a venue for him to run an event?
Please shoot me a message on my Facebook, on my Instagram, and you can even do my personal page. I will respond to one of the three for sure. And don't hesitate to kind of bug me about it, because I have a lot of messages that I have to go through, and I have a lot of things to make happen. But if I am not getting back to you and I haven't seen your message, just don't hesitate to send a second one. I'm not going to feel like, oh my God, this goes way too much. It's realistically I have a lot of things that kind of soak up the time when it comes to scheduling, and I don't want to miss out on a potential opportunity to work with you, Chaser.
And how do people find you on the socials?
Eric_McCabe.
That's a good one, and he'll tell me about it. It'll be perfect.
He'll actually forward that over.
Yeah. At the Eric Oakley on Instagram, the Eric Oakley on my Facebook. It's facebook.com/the Eric Oakley, and then my athlete page is Eric Oakley. So if you look it up, Eric with a C, because if you spell it the other way, you're wrong, right?
Unless you're the guy from Coming to America who spelled it ERIQ.
Why not?
Rick?
That's sick. that's like not wrong, because K is just way wrong. Mm-hmm. Q is just like, man, that's weird, but respect.
What about EH?
Do your thing.
What was that? What was
EH?
That's all I see.
EHRIC.
Eric.
Oh, Eric.
I've seen some of those too.
Eric.
ARIC.
Well, Eric Oakley, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate you as usual. You are amazing.
Dude, you're amazing.
You're the best.
God, you're so awesome.
So cool.
Dude, you're just like media guy. Like, dude, this guy has the sickest media team shirt on
Last
right
thing,
now.
Ducks in $2 super chat.
sick.
Nice to see
Super
the
chat.
twins back together. I assume you're talking about Eric McCabe and Eric Oakley.
Of course.
And they do look very similar.
Yes.
Save the mustache.
We look very similar on paper when you write our first name.
Yes.
Wow,
Those guys are like the same.
Easy to
person.
confuse the two of them.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another After show. Just like we reminded everybody on the first part, make sure you go out to iTunes and rate and review us. We appreciate that. Make sure you are subscribed so you can make sure you tune into all the special episodes, especially the new segment we have on the call with Robert. You can check those out.
That's me.
We have a lot of exciting new things coming up for the Disc Golf Answerman show, for the Dynamic Disc podcast show, whatever we call it. We ended up calling it super exciting. We also have a lot of stuff coming out with Eric Oakley, working with him on some media stuff, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for our live shopping with Dynamic Discs Emporia. Find Dynamic Discs Emporia on Facebook. That way you can know what's going on at the store. The people over there at the store do a great job of showing you some really cool stuff that you can order online from the store. But we'll also be doing live shopping from our YouTube channel as well. You'll be able to get Eric Oakley to sign some discs for you, answer some questions for you, have a lot of fun. It's going to be good times. I think that's it. Right?
That's it.
We out here.
We out here.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching
Shut
and
up.
listening.
Shut up. We out here.
We out here.